Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and Gal Gadot made some comments about Joss Whedon. A lot of people are like, Andy, why didn't you cover this? Cover all the sides of the story. And honestly, I just didn't want to cover this because I feel like nothing new was added. I feel like the story has come to an end. But I look, to be fair, I want to put it out there because honestly, her thoughts don't change my opinion much. Because again, she doesn't get specific, and she used a term that really bothered me about Ray Fisher. She mentioned his truth. There's only one truth, guys. Let's break this down since a lot of you asked, and I want to look like I don't want to look like, I want to be fair and putting out my reporting. So here's the take I sort of avoided, but since a lot of you kept pestering me, here it is. So Gal Gadot made recent comments about Joss Whedon. She was interviewed for that Warner Media Justice League investigation while promoting Wonder Woman 84. She did come forward to explain this. She said, I know they've done a very thorough investigation, even by just how much time I spent with them. Thursday's interview, she said. So again, she confirms there's an investigation. She was part of it. Look, that tells me, yes, there was an investigation. I'm glad to hear they interviewed her. I'm glad to hear they were being thorough. Nothing more is really revealed there aside from, yeah, they talked to her. I would hope they talked to her. But again, knowing that they talked to her and that they aren't really doing anything, it doesn't change the story, guys. Warner Media's investigation has concluded and remedial action has been taken, is what they said. And even she was sort of just, she hasn't been told anything. I don't know what that means either, she added. I'm curious to know what's going to be the outcome. Again, you gotta remember, she's on a press tour. She's not volunteering this. She's being asked questions that are relevant. And this is obviously relevant to Wonder Woman and that film that's coming out. So I understand why she had to have some talking points. And look, she's a pro. She's pro. She's nice. She wants to sort of, yeah, of course. Someone said there's something went wrong. I went and talked. I gave my information. It doesn't sound like she added a lot to the story. Now, where the thing changes, which we had heard about this, we'd heard rumors, but she did confirm that she did have her own issues with Joss. So here, Cinema Blend actually pulls the comment bigger. So here's the comment related to what happened to Ray and specifically to Gal. I'm happy for Ray to go out and speak his truth. We'll come back to that in a second. I wasn't there with the guys when they shot with Joss Whedon. I had my own experience with him, referring to Joss, which wasn't the best one. But I took care of it there and when it happened. I took it to the higher-ups, and they took care of it. But I'm happy for Ray to go up and say his truth. So she comes back to his truth. So it's important. This quote, I don't think, helps anything. If anything, one thing is revealed. She had a problem with Joss. She's not telling us what that problem was because she went then, in the moment, and took care of it. That's what you do when you have a problem with a director, right? If you have a problem with something that's going on, you go up, if you're having a confrontation, it's not working, you go up and say, I don't know what's going on, this is happening. And at that point, remember, she wasn't a huge star. I guess at Justice League, no, Wonder Woman had come out, so she was becoming a pretty big star, so the reshoots would have been different. Still, however, she wasn't, she's gotten more and more popular as that movie got more and more successful. And, there were a lot of accusations out there, particularly from Grace Randolph and others who were saying, I doubt we'll ever get specifics from Ray, but here's one I was first to report. Gal Gadot didn't want to film this scene, so Whedon did it with a stunt double. That's why you can't see her face when Flash lands on her. And as someone remarks, it is a stupid gag that he did before with Bruce Banner landing on top of Natasha. The fact that he said the same gag from Ultron just 2 years earlier shows his growth as a comedy director. Look, it's a dumb gag. But then someone added, don't forget that he locked her in a room and threatened her career if she didn't do that scene. That is a very important and should not be omitted. Now, I don't know, is that Gal or I think it's the stunt woman who didn't want to do it. And allegedly, he insisted. Now, if that's the case, say it. Like, why isn't Gal coming forward? I guess because the woman doesn't want to make a big stink out of it, and that's her prerogative, I suppose. But you'd think then, Gal's comment here, I had my own experience with him, which wasn't the best one, but I took care of it there and when it happened. I took it to the higher-ups, and they took care of it. So I'm just confused. Again, those things I showed you, I don't know if they happened. This is all speculation, hearsay from people sharing stories. And in the world we live in, we have to be careful of hearsay. And if somebody wrongs you or does something that's actually not right, you have to address it in the moment. You have to go tell your higher ups, your boss, whoever, I'm not okay with this. Even if it amounts to nothing, amounts to nothing, rather, sorry. If it amounts to nothing, at least you're on the record making a point to bring it up. Because if you don't, You waited 3 years, Ray. You were singing his praises at Comic-Con, Ray. It just all looks weird. And then you never get specific. And honestly, I still think, and again, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here. Dozens of people kept asking me to do this, and it was annoying me. And I needed to prep some videos this weekend because I'm not here. And I wanted to report this because, look, it just annoys me, or it's like, we need allegations. You need specific allegations before you can completely condemn someone forever. And Ray has made it clear that he wants to condemn Joss Whedon forever. Now, I don't know Joss Whedon. I don't know what he did. It's from a lot of reports, it sounds like he's kind of a jerk on set. It sounds like he may have done some things that were inappropriate or just frustrating. At the same time, Tom Cruise just did too. One could label him abusive on that set, right? So who knows what was going on in the movie set of what was happening? And that's the problem here. We need more information regarding, are they just yelling at each other? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if someone was, I don't know. And until I have specifics, I'm not going to do anything. And furthermore, when someone like Gal Gadot comes forward and says, we had our issues, but they took care of it when it happened, and they took care of it, it sounds like she moved on and she's fine. She's fine with the result. If she wasn't, she'd call them out. She, correct me if I'm wrong, she called out Brett Ratner pretty loudly during the movement. Like, she's not afraid to call people out. She would call someone out if she deems it important, but she makes a point to separate herself from Ray's story by saying it's his truth. I'm happy for Ray to go up and say his truth. That's what you say when you look. Maybe she didn't mean it this way, but when I say that, it's like, yep, let him do what he wants to do. He needs to get it out of it. He needs to say something his own way. That's not the truth, guys. The truth. There's only one truth. There's not my truth. There's not his truth. It's one truth. I can't get that through. And she said it twice. Look at this. She said it twice. His truth. I'm happy for his truth. His truth. Well, what's Joss's truth? What's the real truth? What happened? We don't know still. So, look, I don't know what happened with her. She's acknowledging she had her own experience with him, which wasn't the best one. She's being careful with her words because she's a pro and she knows probably he's litigious. Who knows what it is? There could be worse. I'm not saying there's not. We don't know. So for people on the other side to keep condemning and saying, no. Look, I've always sort of stood the path of like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Show me, tell me the facts. Until then, innocent until proven guilty. And she's not even calling him guilty. She said, look, I didn't have the best experience with him, but we took care of it in the moment. And yeah, they talked to me about Ray's issue. And clearly, they didn't do anything, even after talking to Gal Gadot. So what was this? Sounds like a big nothing burger to me, still. And I'm very curious to see if this ever will keep spiking up, if he'll have to make a deal. There's a lot of news that Ray's now, Ray's working again because he got a role in a limited series in ABC. Look, good for him. Let's see how many more he gets. Maybe that was part of the deal. Maybe when he took the check to stop this, maybe the part of the deal was, hey, you got any other productions you can sort of call a favor into? Who knows? You don't know. I don't know if that's fact, but I'm just saying it's easy either way, one way or the other to put other objects. And people say, man, you're defending. I'm not defending. I'm defending innocent until proven guilty. One person's accusations, who don't want to even get specific with accusations, doesn't mean a man's guilty and should be condemned forever. That's always what I'm going to stand up for. It's very important to me that I do that because I've been through it myself. And Gal Gadot's words only reaffirm that. Look at it again. She wasn't there. She's not an expert. They talked to her. Still nothing came out of that. It's all remedial action she doesn't even know what happens. And then she acknowledges, yeah, I didn't have the best experience with Joss, but I took care of it then and there, and we're good. It was over. We took care of it. What is the issue? Why are we still talking about this? I'm done talking about it. There you go. But Gal Gadot did respond, acknowledge stuff happened. No one ever disputed that stuff happened, but what stuff happened? Hit that subscribe button if you want honest analysis, genuine reactions here like this. Hit that subscribe, all alerts, smash that like button, and click on these videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorn Planet.